Turning it back over to the start, we will have the second repechage for the Division I fours. Again, 7 boats on the course. In lane 1, Northeastern. Lane 2, Rutgers. Lane 3, Southern Methodist University. Lane 4, California. Lane 5, Syracuse.
Yes. Go, Taylor.
Lane 6, Gonzaga. Lane 7, Boston University.
No matter what happens, we are all so proud of you. Go Syracuse.
We are in the second rep of the Division I fours about to take off here. Now, with these crews that are here, there are 10 boats that have qualified to go to that AB semi. And what you'll see is 5 crews qualified, all 3 of their team's boats straight to the AB semi, straight from their heats. That was Texas, Washington, Princeton, Stanford, and Yale, making all 3 of their boats straight through to the AB semi, straight out of the heats. But the crews that have added additionally to that to get all 3 boats, what does that mean? First 8, second 8, and 4 to get all 3 boats into the AB semi. That really speaks to the depth of the team and your ability to have speed across all boats. It's one thing to have one fast 8 or one fast boat in the team, but if you can produce as a unit, as a team, as a school, a whole team that is fast, that means that gives you more options. That elevates everyone. That makes all boats faster. And that's how all boats really do contribute to the speed. If you're in the 4, you're helping make the first 8 fast. If you're in the first 8, you're making the second 8 fast. If you're in this, everyone is building upon everyone. And that's what we're starting to see is more and more crews with all 3 boats moving into the AB semi. So who will it be that will round out the 12 teams for the AB semi here in the 4?
So it's the last of the Division I races for day 1 of our 2022 NCAA championships. And it's California out in front at about 400 meters now ahead of SMU. SMU is about a half a length behind California, and then it's Syracuse ahead of Rutgers in that order. Then it's the boat in lane 6, which is Gonzaga, who is slightly ahead of Boston University and Northeastern. So it's kind of, it looks like a chevron. It's kind of an arrow pattern. Certainly if you're seeing an above shot, you will probably see that, but it's California coming through 500 meters with half a length on SMU. Those are your 2 qualifying boats through 500 meters, but anything can happen here. There's 1,500 meters left out here at Nathan Benderson Park, and in these 4s, you can really change the boat speed quite a bit at various points, depending upon what you want to do and how you want to execute your race plan. California does look pretty comfortable. SMU doing a nice job of staying right with California. It's been basically the same gap since about the 200-meter mark, and now they didn't like it. Syracuse pushing out did Rutgers, so Rutgers has pushed back up into 3rd place.
And that has allowed them to push up SMU, who is pushing into Cal's lead. California took a slightly more dominant lead in the first 500 meters or so of this race. And as these boats have all lengthened out, knowing that there are 2 spots available to them to make it to those AB semis that will be raced tomorrow morning, they are now pushing back into that early lead. And with Rutgers, we've seen already through the reps this afternoon that other crews of theirs have had strong showings in the second half of this race. So look for them to increase speed, to gain speed as the race unfolds, which will again put pressure on SMU, who will continue to put pressure on California.
California, little move there. Maybe it was a 5-stroke power move. They took about 2 seats more away from SMU. So it's now about a 3/4 length advantage for California in front of this repechage. SMU still sitting in a solid 2nd place in their bright red boat, and it's still Rutgers and Syracuse that are fighting one another, trying to stay right there with SMU, trying to stay connected with SMU as we approach the halfway point and the boats reset just a little bit. California is going to need to be careful. The coxswain, as I've talked about before, is not going to be able to see the other crews at this point, given their advantage as they come through the halfway point. So there's got to be some verbal communication going on between the bowwoman and the coxswain in the California boat to make sure that they stay out in front and they stay comfortable. It still is SMU, a half a length behind California and about a half a length ahead of Rutgers.
And as we say that, Rutgers seems to be taking another little bite into the lead that Cal and SMU have on them. SMU and California did come out of their respective heats in 3rd place, so just missing out on direct qualification. So that's why they're in lanes 3 and lanes 4. But we've seen some technically upsets, what you would consider upsets here this afternoon, where boats that are in the outside lanes who didn't progress through their heats in the positions that they maybe wanted to have been able to take those top 2 spots. So keep watching Rutgers out there on the outside as they're putting even more pressure on the red hull of SMU. And just as we say that, with 750 meters to go in this 3rd 500, Cal seems to have maybe taken another seat or so back of the lead that they initially had. So the question is, it's not about picking up speed and slowing down and picking up speed and slowing down. It's get the boat up, keep the boat up. Typically the team that maintains their speed and then maybe turns it up a little at the end if necessary is going to be the team that comes across the line in 1st and potentially 2nd.
2 spots available in the AB semifinal. Here comes Rutgers. Rutgers is really putting on a push here. It looks to me like they took up the stroke cadence slightly. They're starting to track down SMU. Getting really dangerous, really uncomfortable for SMU right now. SMU is going to have to maintain their speed, maybe find a little bit more speed, because Rutgers, every time they drop in the water, is taking half a seat right now on SMU. As they come through 500 meters to go, it's still California. California with almost a full length, and it's now dead level between Rutgers and SMU. We have quite a race for that 2nd spot in the AB semifinal. Still sitting in 4th place, Syracuse. 5th place is Gonzaga. 6th place is the boat from Northeastern. 7th place,
Taylor.
Boston University.
And the question is, will the emotion that you see in that hole on the far side from Rutgers be enough to not just overtake SMU, but also push even farther into California? There is certainly some emotion behind those blades.
All right, and coming into view here for the spectator area, it is all about the Golden Bears. They have led from the very start, but they are being challenged right now by Rutgers. So Rutgers overtaking SMU for that 2nd place position. They're now looking at a 4-seat advantage over SMU and actually pushing themselves so hard that they've taken a little bit of a chunk away from California's lead. So boats moving towards the finish line. Again, we've talked about how crucial the positioning of the coxswain is in these bow-loaded fours. That means that the coxswain is just looking straight ahead at that finish line. Very difficult for her to look around and see exactly what the positioning is between the other boats. But the California coxswain, very savvy. She's probably likely peeking up and over and looking at how hard SMU and Rutgers are pushing each other as we come towards the finish line here. Final 100 meters, top two boats advance to the AB semifinals. Coach Alacosta from California looking to put all of his boats in those AB semifinals. And then Rutgers here, coached by Justin Price, a great program with a historic 3 national championship appearances. As we come to the line, it is looking like Rutgers almost pulling dead even with California. California will just barely hold on to that lead. You heard it there. That was super, super close. And now here is SMU pulling into that third place position, followed by Syracuse.
Yay.
Syracuse in fourth.
Yay,
Back to them. It will be Gonzaga University in the fifth place spot, followed by Northeastern, and then Boston University.
Yay, Taylor.
Again, fast times coming out of these repechage events. California with a 7:06.8, Rutgers 7:07.6 unofficially. So as we call out the times, again, those are not official, but looking like unchallenged. That will move forward, and California and Rutgers will move on to those AB semifinals. The racing never stops here at Nathan Benderson Park. We've got a couple of Division II events